How's it going, guys? Coach Jorge here, and today we're going to go over my 5 favorite straddle planche drills to help you make progress in your straddle planche, okay? First one, if you have a set of bars, you can do this on a set of rings or bars. Bars are probably easier because they wiggle less than a set of rings. So these are called tuck planche raises. You'll start up on the bars, you'll start in the upright support, and your goal is to tuck and try to raise the hips up as high as you can. Come right back down. You can go for about 3 to 5 and then work on getting that nice tuck planche hold. Remember, for these, you don't have to go super extreme and bust out like 10 reps. I think 3 to 5 is really good. And then on the holds, if you want to spice it up, like 3 to 5 second, maybe 10-second hold max. Second drill we're going to go over today is the strengthening up the lower back. These are called straddle reverse hypers, or you can do them pike, keeping the feet together. In straddle planche, you need a strong lower back. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You need a strong lower back to get a straddle planche, okay? Second one here is called a straddle reverse hyper. So if you have a box, you can do this on a GHD. You're gonna grab a box, fold over in half. The goal here is you're gonna try to keep your core engaged, all while getting hip extension. You don't just want to go ahead and throw the legs up and start to arch the lower back excessively. So here, I'm going to grab the edge of the box, and as I lift, I'm going to try to keep my core engaged and point those toes. And then come right back down. And right back down. If you want to make it harder, you can bring feet together and work on that lift as well. Same concept. One thing that's really cool about these 2 drills is that if you put them together, it'll look a little something like this. It'll end up lifting, straddle, come back, and lower. We're just dissecting the movement, so that way eventually you can know what that movement feels like. Third one of my favorite drill is called a band-assisted straddle planche hold. I know we all want to stray away from using bands, but the truth of the matter is, we need them to help progress you from one progression to the next. You can't just jump the gun. You'll never just jump the gun without a little bit of assistance. So I'll grab a band. Feel free to play around with your own resistance. Of course, you don't want a band to throw you up to the sky. Grab a band that works for you and your progression. You'll do the same thing. Just try to straddle planche. You'll lean forward and then try to feel that float in the planche. Now, I know a lot of us get wrist issues for this. So if you ever want, you're more than welcome to use parallettes, use a set of dumbbells, anything to where your wrist is probably not as flat with that much strain on the floor. Using a band, I think, is very beneficial, guys. Do not stray away from it. You'll make a lot of progress on using a band, but not the same band forever. Of course, you want to lessen the resistance so you get more of the actual feel. The 4th drill of mine is one contraction that I think a lot of people sleep on. We call it the dream machine. It's also a pulley system. Over here we have a nice pulley system. For the days that your joints hurt more than usual, or let's say, you know, you're in pain, or the technique isn't clicking for you, this machine takes off about 50% of your body weight to also allow you to do a lot more than just straining it on the bands and other progressions as well. So there's a couple ways to put it. You can put your legs in between. I try to go more just hip, depending on the contraction. The one that I had previously didn't have a spot to really put the legs in. So like I said, this is nice, so that way it takes off a lot of weight, or about 50% of your weight. Don't take that for granted, though. It's still very hard. You still have to learn the technique properly, so really work those drills that I showed previously. And then you can also work your planche holds over here, which you can lift, straddle, and if you want to spice it up, you're more than welcome to press up into like a handstand and slowly come right back down, keeping those arms nice and locked, engaging that lower back, pressing right back up into your handstand, coming right back down, trying to hold this position here, keeping those arms locked out all the way until you come right back. There's many different ways, many different progressions you can play with on this belt. Use it safely and accordingly. If you don't know how to use the belt and you're interested in getting it, please reach out to me. I'll be glad to really help you learn how to use it. And then the last one, you can't stray away from this. I've tried to pull away from this for many years, and it's called the dumbbell overhead press. It targets a lot of strength and stability in the shoulders to get really strong shoulders for good planches. Let's come over here, we'll do some dumbbell overhead press. Now, while you're working the dumbbell overhead press, you want to mimic it as if you're doing that handstand push-up. So tight core, elbows in, You're gonna push straight up, really focus on locking those arms out and bringing it right back down the same way you went. Really lock out up top, no heavily arching, and come right back down. All right, play with those for about 6 to 8. Go pretty heavy as you can safely with good form, and you should start to see a lot of strength development in the shoulders, which is going to get you even one step closer to your straddle planche. Play around with these drills. I'm very extremely interested in knowing how well they go for you. So if they work out, don't hesitate to DM me and reach out. Thank you so much for checking in today.